Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be testing out the Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation. So this isn't a new foundation by any means, but it is new to me. This foundation came out last year in 2018, and if you remember, there was a little bit of controversy when this foundation came out with the shade range, and it was a mess. It was a big mess, I'm not gonna lie. Everything has calmed down since then. However, I've always just been really curious about this foundation because everyone I have kind of seen reviews on it about, or just like in vlogs and stuff, they actually have been raving about this foundation and say that they really like it. So that made me a little more curious about it, and when there would be some of my favorite YouTubers like on their skin, I'd be like, their skin looks really good, then they would be wearing this foundation. So I've been really curious to try it, but let's just hop right into it. If you guys are interested in seeing if the Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation can cover up my acne and acne scarring, then please keep on watching. Okay, so the Beauty Blender Foundation, it is a weightless liquid whip foundation with a multi-dimensional velveteen matte finish that wears for up to 24 hours. Okay, that's a big, so it's supposed to be very long wearing. It has full coverage and is a matte finish, and it says it is for normal, dry, and combination skin types. And it's supposed to have like some really good highlighting ingredients like hyaluronic acid and white birch extract, which is supposed to soothe and brighten the skin, free of mineral oil, sulfates, and parabens. And yeah, this product is also vegan, cruelty-free, and gluten-free. Silky smooth formula is whisked into a light as air texture for unparalleled blendability. This full coverage velvety matte foundation addresses not just tone but also skin texture, so your complexion looks smooth and even. Okay, so that's what we got going on there. Build and layer for desired coverage, bouncing it on with your Beauty Blender for skin mimicking texture. This foundation comes in 40 shades and retails for $40 at Sephora. So that's actually a pretty decent price, at least to me, in my opinion. I know there's other foundations that range in the $50, $60 range, so I don't think 40 is that bad. It's getting a little up there on the expensive side, but not too bad. I think it is a little more doable than like other high-end foundations. All right, so let's just get started and apply this bad boy. So I got the shade 3.20, so that seemed to match me best in the store. You can see my swatches. I was going back and forth between this and the more olive undertone one, which was 3.30, I believe. And this seemed to be the best match, and it is a warm undertone. This is what the packaging looks like. I love that it has a pump and there's like a little stop right here, so do it this way, it'll allow you to pump, and if you do this, swipe this way, then it won't allow you to pump, which is good, and I love when foundations do that. And of course the little divot, perfect for putting your beauty blender in. So if you would like, instead of putting it on like one of those metal plates, you can just squirt it, dunk, and apply it to your face. I probably won't be using that because I don't usually go from Beauty Blender. I like to dot everything on my face, but I like it, so we will see. Oh, it really squirts out like so fast. Like, okay, I might have pumped out a little more than I need, but it's okay. And let's just start applying. I do like the concept of it squirting on this little metal, like on the packaging itself, like a little plate. I feel like that's like really sanitary, and you can also use it to like mix foundations if you would like if you put like more concealer or want to mix it. It's like the perfect little mixing area for it if that's your jam. So I actually really like it, and I think I will be using that quite often, even though I probably won't be using it to dunk my Beauty Blender. Let's start with blending out with the Beauty Blender, since the Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation, and see what happens. Maybe I pumped out less than I thought. And then just because I don't know how fast this is gonna dry up and be hard to blend or not, it seems like it's fine and that it's not drying super quickly, but I'm just gonna take my brush and blend it out the brush side. Okay. I totally forgot to show you guys what my skin looks like before I put the foundation, because I'm dumb, but if we zoom in, you can kind of get an idea. Since this foundation low-key didn't cover as much as I was expecting. So we have like a nice little front here, which no foundation has touched. This is scarring. I broke out this past week pretty bad on this side of my face, and it's almost gonna be that time of month, and also I've just been really lazy and honestly falling asleep before I've been taking off my makeup, so I blame myself for this. But yeah, you can see the scarring a little bit here. That's a little new, but it's mostly this nice side of my face that I'm trying to cover up. So yeah, not the coverage I was expecting. It's not terrible. I can probably for sure build it up with concealer if I really wanted to, but it's not as full coverage as I really thought it was gonna be. So I guess let's just go in with another pump and see what happens and if we can build upon this. My thoughts so far, it did build up a little bit more, but it's still not the fullest coverage in the world, in my opinion. I for sure have tried more fuller coverage foundations, but the finish is nice. It really is that like velvet matte finish. So I'm matte, but I'm also not like a super flat matte. It's a little dewy in some spots, so I like that. It blended really well, so that's really nice. I didn't have any issues blending. It didn't dry too fast or anything like that. It was pretty perfect and seamless, and it really does have that more moussey kind of whipped consistency. Nothing is really patchy or anything, but it did get a little weird right here on my nose, if you can see. So like right here, it's like this area that's like not blended for whatever reason. Let's see if this beauty blender can get it out. So that could for sure have been a me problem, just blending a little bit too slow. So I won't blame it on the foundation just yet, but overall, I'm not mad at it. The coverage is pretty decent. I'm probably gonna see if I can build it up with my Tarte concealer and see if I can get a little bit more of the coverage I'm accustomed to. But again, I don't hate it. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so my makeup is now done, and honestly I'm really liking how the foundation looks. All my products are sitting really good on top of it. I'm even using cream blush today actually, so I was a little nervous to see how that was going to blend on top of the foundation, but it is actually looking pretty good. It doesn't look dry or cakey, and it still looks like skin, which I'm a fan of, so that's really good. And also I feel like my skin looks really smooth and bright, and it also still looks like skin, which I really like because it doesn't look too heavy and cakey and things like that. I was able to get my desired coverage, which is super exciting, so I'm really happy about that. I just used my Tarte concealer as I usually do, and I was able to build up the coverage to what I want. So far I'm liking it. I like the finish, so we will see how long this foundation lasts. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, so far I'm not blown away by this foundation, but I don't hate it by any means, if that makes sense. So we will see how this holds up throughout the day. And on a side note, I am really digging my eyeliner today. I am actually also trying out, I just got the new Fenty Beauty eyeliners, and they're the, I think this is color, but it's her Vivid Liquid Eyeliner trio, so it comes in like 3 different trios. So I got this one in Bayside, and I am pretty obsessed with them. So I'm gonna go on with the rest of my day, and I will check in with you guys at the end of the night to see how the Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation held up. Alright guys, so this is day 3 of me wearing the Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation, and this is what we're looking like so far. So I have had this foundation on all day since I woke up this morning. Put it on at about 9, and right now it's about 6 p.m. So this is how we're looking. It has held up pretty well, I must say. We're just looking a little oily in some places. I've noticed with this foundation the past couple of days that it does stay on, but I do get oily very quickly throughout the day and quite frequently. It's not too bad because once I blot then it's fine, but it's still a little more oily than I would like or am used to. I don't know if you can tell, but around my mouth right here, like here, and like just like around the perimeter of my mouth, it's like light, like much lighter. Like you can totally tell, especially like right here, it's like much darker compared to like, so I don't know why it's rubbing off around my mouth so much. Maybe I just didn't put enough foundation there. I'm not sure, but it looks kind of weird, but you can barely tell, at least in my opinion. And I think I got a shade
a little too dark for me. I think it's gonna be fine in the summer, and it's not too bad and too noticeable where I can't even it out, but it is a tad bit warmer than not warm, but it's just darker. A little dark, not so much orange. It's just a little darker than I would like, but it's fine. I hate how my skin looks when I have bad breakouts in any foundation, but so that's not the foundation's fault. It's literally just me hating the way my skin looks when I'm breaking out. And so under any makeup, I would dislike the foundation more, if that makes sense, or I would hate how it looks. But despite all this wildness going on my face and right here, I think it does look pretty good and I look pretty seamless. And yeah, I'm still not blown away by it, but I don't hate it at all by any means. And I don't think it's breaking me out. It is that time of the month, so I think that is the cause of these situations right here. But we will see by the end of this week how everything goes, and I will check back in with you guys later.
All right, guys, it is now time to wrap up my review on the Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation. So I've worn this foundation almost pretty much every day throughout this week, and I can conclude I'm wearing it today and it looks really good. However, I wouldn't say this is a full coverage foundation by any means. You can for sure build it up and you can get it there, but I would say it's more of a medium to full coverage foundation. It's not like the most full coverage foundation I own by any means. Like, it's not as full coverage as even the IT Cosmetics foundation, the NARS, not the Hourglass foundation. That is full coverage, and that's the most full coverage I've tried. The Morphe is even more full coverage than this. It lasts a pretty long time. It lasts almost all day, but it does fade a little bit around my mouth, as you can see in these clips, and also around my jawline a little bit, but that's pretty normal and typical for most foundations that I wear. They usually tend to wear off throughout the day in those areas, but not really my mouth. Actually, this one fades around my mouth a little faster than I'm typically used to, which is a little weird, but it was just something to note. And also, this foundation wasn't like, it looks really good right now. Like, I love how it looks, especially since my acne and swelling and those pimples are kind of going down. But when they were like at full force, like irritated, I did not like how this foundation looked on me. And for the question of, did this foundation break me out? No, this foundation thankfully did not break me out. I did have a lot of breakouts and did break out a little more this week, although I do not think it is because of the foundation necessarily. I think it's just because I've been stressed, and it's that, you know, it's the time of month, so that's usually when my breakouts get a little crazier. So I don't blame the foundation for my breakouts. I for sure blame my own body hormones for that. So yes, it didn't break me out. Did this foundation blow me away though? No. Is it a good foundation? Yes. Is it worth the money? I don't think it was worth the $40 necessarily. I for sure have foundations that I love more and that are cheaper than this. If not, they're very comparable to that price point. So it is a good foundation, but do I necessarily think you should run out and buy it? No. If you're in the market for any foundation, you're interested in trying out, for sure get a sample of it, see if you like it. This could be your new holy grail foundation, who knows? But for me, it was just okay. So it wasn't bad, but it wasn't like outstanding, like blowing me away. So I may return this, I may keep it. Maybe I'll give it to like a friend or something, I'm not sure. So I love the little divot that you can have it and put the foundation on it and just take your beauty blender or your brush and then just put it on your face and go. However, I don't like the nozzle, because say if you squirt it down like this, I don't know if you can see, if you squirt it, it gets caught in this little hole. Like, I don't know if you can tell, but there's like foundation stuck in there. And that drives me nuts. I hate when something gets dirty and I can't go in there and clean it as thoroughly as I would like to. So that's not a huge downside. That's just like a minor thing, but it is something that bugged me. So that's something to keep in mind if you're like me and just like are really like OCD about little things like that. So I did not enjoy the packaging as much as I like. However, to get around that, instead of pumping it straight down onto the packaging itself, I would just go basically like this and pump it on the back of my hand, and it was fine. So again, nothing too major, but that was something about the packaging that actually really bugged me, and I don't know why, but it did. But that is it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Please let me know if you have tried the Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Is it just like okay for you too? Let me know down in the comments below. Also, let me know what other foundations and skincare you would like me to try next, and I will see you next week. Bye, guys.